Hello, guys. This is Alex Julian or Aloysius Zanderman here. In this video, I will be talking about a possible cause that there has been of America's turmoil in our world of politics in North America. Now, keep in mind this. American politics has never been politics for the world. The world has a lot of its own problems. Generally, American politics really only covers what American politics covers. Which brings me to a subject for this video that I call American literature and Canadian literature. Now, I think there has been a lot of miscommunication in various cities in Mexico, United States, and Canada in regards to Donald Trump's presidency because of our flawed and imperfect education system regarding literature of books, movies, poems, TV shows, TV movies, and so on. I'm not sure if you have done any research about California, and I can tell you this as a natural California citizen who has lived in my Golden State all my life. A lot of schools, even colleges and universities in California, in the United States, does not have any classes available for Canadian literature. And that is interesting to me because I remember going to colleges and state universities and discovering classes for Spanish. And they would talk about Mexican literature. Now, what does that tell you there? What's going on there? Obviously, in Southwest California, there has been what I would call an imperfect interpretation of the language-speaking world. Even in California, we do get a lot of shortages of money and budgets and funds because a lot of schools in my state pay for expensive plumbing, as in pipes and sewer gates and water infrastructures to have our drinking and thirst and hand washing and such. And especially during COVID, it was expensive for so many gas stations and grocery stores in my Golden State to be able to afford enough soap and water for customers who are struggling to even pay 50 cents for a simple strawberry Kit Kat bar. Finances do add up to a lot of things. There has been more hybrid labor. There has been more fast food kiosks with computers that could take human orders in place of cashiers. But there has been lacking education in various areas in the Golden State. And when I was doing a research on academic subjects in my high school and community colleges and state university growing up, I realized that some of my intended goals were not really there because there would be either no classes for particular areas, or if there were, either the demand was too much with too many students, or there was not enough supply to really have it reach practical credential levels. It was very strange, you know. And just with the English literature in California, a lot of it is prejudiced. And not only would I say a lot of English literature teachers are anti-Mexican, I would also say they're also anti-Canadian. And hey, let's not use the word racism too much. Yeah, see, that's the word we gotta watch out there. You know why? That's a booby trap word because a lot of liars and dishonest people have already taken that word and ruined it. You see, often a word becomes a bad word or it becomes a slang word when the word has been misused and misinterpreted and misrepresented, and the word, when people hear the word, they get agitated because it's like they get although the word is technically correct, it reminds them of like bad habits of communication and those kinds of things. I mean, let's be honest. Human race is all over the world. You know, there's human race all over the world. You can find it even in Jamaica or Hawaii. I mean, it's everywhere. In fact, in California, although we do not have a lot of Canadian literature at all the schools, there have been more schools in California that have been getting Canadian literature, but there are still schools that do not have Canadian literature in California yet. But in California, we do have a rising trend of Hawaiian literature. Did you know that? You know, as in, like, what would it be like if a writer was to talk about something that that was coming from Hawaii? Like, what would it be like for a writer to talk about, like, Hawaiian volcanoes or something like that, or Hawaiian animals, you know, or like the Hawaiian language? Like, there's that Hawaiian native language. I'm not sure if any of you Canadians know that about Hawaii, but there's actually Hawaiian native language, as in like aloha and such like that. And I'll tell you this, I've tried observing the Hawaiian language, and to be honest, the more foreign languages I attempt to study growing up, even when I'm not in school anymore, the more languages I study, the more I really believe there is a God somewhere. Because how could there be all these foreign languages that say all these weird things about, you know, like spirits and magics and souls and ghosts and demons, and how could there be all this language and there be absolutely the presence of no God? I mean, because then, at this point, with modern technology, if I was to somehow claim that there is no God, I might as well say something else that would be questionable, such as like, there's no such thing as aliens, and there's no such thing as black holes, and there's no such thing as the Big Bang, and there's no such thing as the Betelgeuse star that is blue and round and doesn't look like the coloring book star. And, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard to say that something does not exist if it's the kind of thing that is in a galaxy far away, you know. For that reason, when I talk about my Christian religion, I interpret my Christian religion as a very, very logical and possible legend about our creation. I never take it as anything more than a legend. In fact, if somebody in America tried to take my religion as being something more than just the word of God that was passed down by an ancestor, then I would stop that religious fanatic and say, hey, look, you cannot take storytelling that far. I mean, because religion is not the same as something like chemistry or geometry. I mean, chemistry and geometry are very present age, as in like happening right now sort of academic subjects. You know, if you want to have confidence in studying something that is about, you know, something that's happening right now, then I recommend things like, physics, psychology, religion is more like history, it's more like mythology, it's more like Plato philosophy, or something like kind of like astrology, And just so you know, in terms of astrology, I am Aquarius. And you can already see how weird I am. And guess what? I was just as weird before I even knew anything about astrology. And I only discovered what astrology was when I was out of school and reading about it when I was like about 33 years old or something. So yeah. So for that reason, although maybe astrology is not a science, maybe it can be a logical fashion somehow, because I do notice patterns when I visit people on social media and learn about their horoscopes. They're not absolute, but they are hints. They are like eternal hints, and over time I notice something. And keep in mind that it is subjects like religion and astrology that makes the argument that you can only see the results of man after a man has already died and you already know who the man was in his entire life. You cannot detect it in 5 minutes or even in 10 years. You have to actually wait for a man to have a lifetime first to die before you really know the religion or astrology the guy had. For that reason, instant, immediate results in science are usually false and redundant in terms of spirit, creation, and existence, because that's not how it works. Anyways, I propose to improve our education system in California and to make California more peaceful, harmonious, and kind for Donald Trump and his presidency. I suggest for my followers and for anyone watching this video that we introduce more Canadian literature classes and clubs in the California education system all over the state. Absolutely all over. So that way Californians can maybe get their hands off the tacos and have some Madeleines instead. Take care. Happy holidays. God bless.